Alright, we're getting raided. This is opposite end of the map, so we're good for a little bit. Also, do we have any crossbows? We do. So let's get one crossbow group. Oh, nice. We have just enough. And we've got helmets and gambeson for them as well. Not that we want them in melee. Actually, I wish the gambeson would go to these guys, but that's all right. So when they get closer, we'll get set up for that. And I'm going to use the crossbows to hopefully whittle down some of their numbers so that we don't have to lose any troops or equipment. Okay, here we go. Here's our crossbowmen. Yep, they're looking pretty good. A lot of them got helmets too. Same thing with their spears. Yep. So they've got some kind of armor now. We shouldn't really be taking casualties here. And let's get our crossbows nice and tucked away behind these. The problem is going to happen is if they ignore us and they start going like for a flank, and then these guys are already engaged, we'll have to run them away. Where are they? They're probably in the woods here. Yep, they're there. All right, crossbows. They're going to start shooting. All right, there's a good volley. Hits, but no kills. Interesting. All right, there's another volley. Hits and kills. Perfect. We're going to get another volley off. All right, no kills on that one. All right, here we go. Everybody's ready. That's two groups. Where are the other one? Yeah, see, this one's over there. Let's go ahead and turn them. These guys need to go into aggressive, and then we'll start shooting them. Where's the fourth one? There's the fourth one. All right, so they're going to be loading up on this side. It's fine. Let's get a volley on them. Here we go. They're broken. Let's get them up there. That's a good volley. They're broken. Perfect. Let's get these guys up. Oh yeah, they're still getting shots in. Oh man. Oh, we lost somebody. More troops, more armor, and we're still losing people. That's kind of frustrating. No, I do remember it. We had 36. No, we had, yeah, 36 out of 36 last time. We didn't lose anybody. And we didn't have our crossbowmen, so I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. That's all right. That's only one person. So let's get corpse pit filled up. We've got one person that needs to go in the church, and then we need to get ready for our harvest in about a month. All right, royal tax increase. This is not the big one. No. Okay, so 358. That's fine. Next year. No. I think it's at year 11. So we have 2 more years. So we're okay. 2 more years of this, and then we need to make sure that we have enough troops. We'll need 3 more regiments, and then we can build. We got a crossbow. A brigand camp. We'll deal with in a minute. All right, we are a couple days out. I've moved everybody back to their farming house, and hopefully this time it goes smoother. So we did set up our limited work areas, and that should help keep them tighter, the focus a little bit tighter. And I'm hoping that's what the problem was. So we have, what, 8 families? Yep, here we go. Harvesting season. We have 8 families for 10 and a half Morgans. They should be able to handle that without any issues at all. That's a very small ask. But let's see what they're actually doing. It takes them a couple days to get out there. That's part of the problem. I think maybe we need to build more housing near the farmhouses. That might be one of the big problems that we're having. And of course it's raining on our harvest again. All right, we're halfway through. These guys haven't even touched anything. What are you guys doing? They're over there. All right, did it even... Limited work area, unlimited work area. That's partially to blame. All right, let's go ahead and set that up. These are already done, so they should be going over here now. Nope. 10 days left. This was done pretty efficiently. This, not so much. All right, we got 5 days left. This area is pretty much done. They're starting to work on this now. It does look a little bit more efficient. It does look a little bit better. No, it does not look better, actually. It looks worse. Yeah, it's worse. Damn, man. Okay, so we just need more people then. Yeah, we're going to waste. Unfortunately, we're going to waste. So what I'm going to do next year is 3 in each. So 3 times 6, so 18 instead of 12. And we'll see if that's enough. I don't think the oxen are the bottleneck at this point. I feel like it's the people. So, well, that's a bummer. But that's all right. We'll get it done. We're starting to get some lambs in here. That's good. So we'll go up to 20 and then we'll call it. Also, it's probably time to increase these burgage plots to level 3. Let's see what that looks like. I haven't done a level 3 burgage plot yet on this patch, even though I've done, what, 3 runs now? Because I kept having all my clothes eaten instantly instead of this. So this setup seems to work pretty well. So we'll keep doing that. What are we looking like? 200 barley. That's really good. So we should be able to get up to that limit, I think. And then we can start selling some of that excess off. But this will help. We'll get more families here. But let's make sure we can handle it because I don't know what extra requirements there are. So garments, more food types, more animal or fruit produce. That's probably not a big deal though, because it doesn't look like not having it is affecting them. As long as we have what we already have for level 2, it seems like it's not a big deal. So everyone we upgraded this is going to add 2 more. So why don't we do 6, 8, 10. Yeah, let's get a few more people here. That's also going to increase our pantry. So 225. Yeah, there's no reason to have anything sitting out in the open here. We'll have enough to pretty much carry the whole harvest. And then those extra workers we can use to put in the farmhouse. So like I said, we're definitely going to need more laborers. Also, I did see that our fuel was going down. It was down to 17. So I put an extra 1 worker on woodcutter and 1 on charcoal. It's crazy to think that a single woodcutter and a single charcoal kiln worker was able to sustain this big of a town. That feels like it might need to be adjusted because that feels kind of weak. Like you can mostly ignore it. I'm definitely not complaining because we have enough to worry about, but yeah, in terms of balance, that's probably not the right balance. What else? Oxen, we still have room for more. We could also have our trading post worker go grab some more for us in the future if we want to speed that up, but this seems okay for now. What else? We need to start thinking about getting another tavern, but I think for right now we're fine. Okay, let's make sure all the crops are in. Yeah, they're in. Yeah, we're already done. November. Oh, it's definitely winter time. So we got that all done. Let's pull the laborers. We have everybody we need all over the map. So that's good. I'm going to start leaving people in instead of micromanaging them because I want to get away from micromanaging and try to transition into actually a sustainable number. So for example, we'll leave a couple people here in the malt house, a couple people in the weavers. We don't want to convert everything instantly. It should finish up right before the next harvest. And then when the harvest comes in, we'll have more for that batch. Because what I don't want to have these guys do is just idle. Like we convert everything in 2 months and then they just go idle. So that'll allow me to focus my attention on maybe a new region or something else. Let's also turn off the limited work area. I feel like I would need to do testing to see exactly what they can handle. It definitely did better before when we just let them do whatever was closest to them. So regular work area, we'll do that for the next harvest. I think we should probably expand our farm a little bit as well. Maybe we'll put 1 more farmhouse up here, and then we'll need to put some plots over here. There we go. That's all set up. We need to get another farmhouse, get that upgraded, and then we'll have another helper over here. And then we can continue this line like this. There's plenty of good fertile land over here. Not so much for barley, but definitely for flax. We might need to expand into a barley section soon, particularly right here. Actually, this wouldn't be too bad. We could just fill up this space. What kind of field can we get right here? Right, there's a 0.5, another 0.5, and then I think we'll just leave that. That's fine. Now this one was off by 2. Yeah, so this one continues. Barley and flax first. All right, sweet. So we're even across the board. But you know what? I just realized because we're doing the sheep, I think that means we can get leather, and that'll be a second garment that we can use. What about animal produce and fruits? We need we need animal produce. These things don't produce milk. So what can we use to satisfy that? And then for here, grains, vegetables. Maybe we're supposed to have another type of food here. I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it though, because like I said, these guys are all happy. They're not pissed off that we're missing a couple things. So one more thing I forgot. So this is going to be a butcher. The butcher is also going to be producing hides. Is that what they call it? Yeah, hides. So hides need to go to the tannery. Tannery turns into leather, and then the leather can be turned into shoes. So what I'm going to do is disallow. Yeah, we're not going to take hides or leather, and I'm hoping that there's no backlog. We will allow the shoes to come in though. So we have clothing going here, so why don't we just allow the shoes to go here as well? I don't think we're going to produce enough to stuff this thing full. So my hope is that the byproduct can just sit here, and then the tannery will be able to process that fast enough, and then the shoemaker, what do they call him? The cobbler. So the cobbler should be able to go through that stuff pretty quickly. And then what can we fit back here? There's this little divot. Maybe we can fit an ox. Yeah, we can. Can we fit 2? No, definitely not 2. We can fit 1. Or we could do a pack station, would fit nicely here. Or we could fit another saw pit, I think. Yeah, sideways the saw pit will fit. The only problem there is that we don't have access to the road. Probably not that big of a deal. We have one up here and he seems to be keeping up just fine. So maybe we don't need a second saw pit. So let's go something else. And I don't really want to do the pack station right here. I kind of want to have a dedicated area for pack stations. Or we just do the pack station at the sending area, at the minor settlement, not the major one. We can keep everything nice and clean here, and then they'll send it from wherever they are. Because you don't need a pack station in both provinces or both territories, you just need it in one out of the 2 to be able to send it. So yeah, I think it's probably best if we just keep putting hitching posts back here. So let's go hide one. Already got a bunch of them already built up, so let's go ahead and sneak this thing back here. There we go. So now we still have a nice chunk right here. I'll put a road for now, but I probably will delete it. We don't need it necessarily, but we'll see what we fit in here. At least temporarily we'll have a faster route. A second bandit camp. Jeez Louise. Let's go deal with it. Here we go. Get charged. We got the reflection and they're going to get stomped. Here we go. We got helmets on all these guys as well. We've got some gambeson. Not a lot though. We need to get more. Here we go, second group. I'm doing 3 ranks deep. Oh, where are they going? Okay, we're gonna have to charge them then. Okay, there we go. Second one down. We'll clean this up. Oh, perfect timing. We're getting raided. This is other end of the map, so we have time. We'll adjust. Do we have enough for another crossbow group? Not quite. We're short on people, it looks like. Right? Yeah, we need a few more people to move in. We do have 7 openings still, so we will get people moving in. And you know what I noticed is they're equipping the newest groups first. So let me just delete these. Let's get 2. No, it's saving their order. Yeah. The crossbows are getting the gambesons before the spearmen, which is not what I want. But that's all right. All right. Anyways, we got 2 crossbows to deal with these guys this time. So we'll see if that helps. So here we go. Everybody's on the field. Get some decently long lines. Shield wall, defensive. These guys can hunker down behind them. And then maybe we'll have them flank or something. Yep, they're going to send that guy up north. So why don't we angle this one. Get this guy back here. Perfect. All right, let's see if we get some decent damage in. All right, there's... Oh, yeah, there's a death. Oh, man, 2 good volleys. Yeah, they're already down to 14. Oh, man, they're hitting hard. Look at that, down to 12. Down to 5. Oh, they already broke. Yeah, these crossbowmen are brutal, man, when they get hits in. Okay, here comes the second. Yeah, there's another one broken. Let's keep these guys in line. Yep, they peppered them pretty good as well. All right, another group coming in from the back. Let's get these guys moved. Wow, look at that. I think the extra morale damage from being shot at is making a big difference. Yep, oh, they took a volley from point blank almost. So that did a lot of damage. Yep, no losses this time. That was much smoother. Well done, boys. All right, send everybody back home. So it looks like these are producing 64 each, so more than 50. I had estimated it at 50, but 64 looks like it's going to be the final number. I think that's a pretty reasonable amount. So we'll have that times whatever this is. So 12, I think. All right, we do need duplexes down here. Let's go ahead and upgrade these. Here we go, so that'll be 6 more. Right, I added some fields on both flanks that we haven't quite planted yet, so let's get both of those done. Yeah, 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14. So yeah, that should keep things even. And I think if we can get each of these staffed with 3 people, or 3 families, I think that'll be enough to take all these fields. And then that should give us an increased yield this year, or at least I hope so. Okay, there we go. This looks like the final. Yeah, this looks actually like the final. The other ones are not. So these are very big trees. So that's the mature version. So these are still actually gaining their production. So that's good news. That means we'll have a pretty healthy harvest when it's time. And mining pit has been exhausted. We need to upgrade these to the deep mine. Let's just do one at a time. I think that's probably plenty. We got all 20 lambs, so we don't need to order anymore. I think that's what our cutoff was. Yeah, so we'll stop buying them. And then they should be able to produce their own offspring at this point. So I'll pull the worker off of that. We'll keep a sheep farm on there because I know I'll forget. So we'll just have it preemptively on there. Let's also, we've got enough helmets for now. Let's also produce some mail armor. We'll go up to 50. These are a little bit more expensive. And we are starting to get some tier 3 burgage plots in. so we can take advantage of it. The only issue is if we run out of iron slabs, but I don't think we're really in danger of that. We're still well above 250, so I think we'll be all right. All right, we need to start getting all of these up to tier 3, or sorry, tier 2. So let's do maybe one row now and then another row later next year. This is going to take up a lot of resources. Do that. That should boost our income by a decent amount, and also our soldiers can equip better gear. All right, let's go ahead and order our last 2 militia. Do we want 2 crossbows or 1 and 1? I kind of like the idea of having more crossbows. It's a lot less likely that we're going to lose somebody because they're just getting so many shots off. And also, if we build a castle, they'll be able to get shots from there. Now we need to have another spear. Yeah, let's do it like that. And then now that these 6 are all out, we can switch over here and get our retinue. So let's build our manor. Now where the heck are we building this? So we do get attacked from this, so from here and from here. Now if we see if we're gonna build farms, where are we not gonna build farms? Looks like right here, this little pocket. It's like right in here. So we could build one right here, right around the road. Yeah, why don't we do that? Here we go. Manor and the extra little, whatever they call it. The garrison tower. No, the one that gives you another plus 12 of the retinue. Let's also delete this corpse pit. That's too far back. If we're going to fight, it'll be up here now. So we'll build another one up here somewhere. Right, another bandit camp. I'm also going to get rid of this. I don't want to keep fighting these bandit camps. We don't need the aggravation. So let's just destroy them by August, September. Yeah, we should be fine. All right, royal tax is increasing. No, not yet. Year 11 will start paying double. So it's going to go up to about 900. We should be fine. We do have a decent income, so I think we can afford all that. All right, here we go. These will be the last bandits that we fight outside. We'll still get raided, but we won't have to fight these ones. Here we go. All right, so we've got our retinue. We can't afford to spend all our money on them just yet, though. And then we got a claim. Let that go through. There we go. We own the whole map now. Let's go ahead and start taxing, maybe at a low rate, like 2%. That'll give us a -3. Now, we got to be careful. If we go below this 84, I think it's 80. If we go below 80%, we're going to lose that +1 passive income from almost everybody, because we're upgrading most of our, most of these guys. So we have 21 tier 2, 20 tier 3, and 37 tier 1. We need to get those tier 1s leveled up, and that'll convert into some cash. So like, yeah, let me back that off. Actually, let's just do 1 tax, 1%. We don't need a ton of money, and especially if we can get this regional wealth built up. Oh yeah, look at that. We just sold 400. So that was a big sale. What do we got? Yeah, we're making very good money off of these, the Gambison. Here we go. Harvest season. I got 3 workers in each of these farmhouses, and it should be enough, but let's keep a close eye on it. Also, you'll notice down here, a lot of these fruit-bearing trees are coming in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we still have these 2 that need it, and then obviously this whole bottom. But yeah, food should be coming in much stronger now. Pears, we're starting to pile up the cabbage quite a bit. We can sell some of that off, I think. Right, anyway. Oh, dude, the rain again. Why does it always rain on us? Look at all this damage. All of that is damaged. It's 2/3 of the month done, just about. And whoa, wow, this is way faster. Yeah, so I think the bottleneck was just manual labor, not the ox labor. So this is looking a lot stronger. Oh, we still have some fields over here that need some love. What are these guys doing? All right, they got to all of these. That's perfect. Now, if they could just get these, then we'll be in good shape. We got 3 or 4 more days. Yeah, here they come. Okay, so I think this is it. We don't need to balance any much more than this. I don't think we can add too much more because we literally just finished it right in time. Now we have to make sure we can plant it all. Yep, everything was down in time. So we have 68 wheat. What the hell, man? How do we add like 30 or 40% more fields and we make less? That's so cheap, man. The rain just completely destroys the whole harvest. Sucks, man. Oh boy. Yeah, that's a little bit brutal that it rains every single time and takes out like more than half of our harvest. That's probably more than half. So crazy. Anyways, let's figure out what we're gonna do next. All right, we need to upgrade these pears. Let's get these up to tier 2 and then maybe tier 3. if we need more people. Now looking at our pairs, we've got 380 now. That's a lot. So we're in pretty good shape. Now it's not all here. We need to collect it, it looks like. Yeah, some of it, a lot of it's still sitting in storage in these burgage plots. So we do need to be able to get those out. What about cabbages? 400 out of 721. So yeah, we need to collect all that as well. But having the extra storage space in the pantry is really nice. How much did we collect here? 77. This one was 87. Holy crap. So we're going to make way more pairs than we need, I think. But that's fine. Our lambs are starting to turn into sheep now. So by the end of this year, they'll all convert, and then they'll start having babies, and then it'll exponentially grow. So I think 3 to 4 years from now, we'll have a very large flock. Or is it a flock or a herd? I guess probably a herd. Flock is more for birds. We've got plenty of money, our personal money. So why don't we spend it to upgrade all these guys? And then I think, what do we have? 1,000. We need to pay 496. But at the end of the year, it's going to go up. So let's just wait a little bit and kind of see. And how much are we getting from our tax anyways? 53. So that's 600 a year. You're ever going to have to tax more than that, unfortunately, just to keep up. And then when we hit year 16, it's going to double. It's not going to double again, but it's going to double from whatever the first amount was. So it's going to go up by another 500. So we'll be paying 1,500 a year. That is going to get pricey. Another raid. This one is coming from the west again. So we'll be able to fight over here next to our corpse pit. We've got a lot of troops now, though. All right, here's our formation. Yeah, keep it tight. We've got a little bit of cover on the flanks. And then these guys should be getting some good volleys off. See, they're coming through the woods now. Oh, that guy's going to get blasted. Look at that. Oh, man. Are they running? No, they're just reforming. They're going to get destroyed. Wow, they actually survived that volley. There's another solid volley. Yeah, they're broken. All right, so they didn't make it to our line. This group will. They're not going to do much about it, looks like. Yep, they're broken already as well. All right, 2 more groups coming. Let's go ahead and shift. Go. Let's rotate over here a little bit. All right, we're getting shots off. Yep, they're getting blasted. They're pretty good, but these guys do have shields, and I have a feeling that's stopping a lot of the damage. Yeah, they're broken already. Where did that other group go? Pretty sure there's one more group. Yeah, they're there. All right, let's take a look at what they're dealing with here. Some of them don't have shields, though. All right, yeah. Oh, there's a death. Wow, man, they are getting chopped down. And because their unit count is so low, every single one makes a big difference. So they got cut in half before they reached our line. So there you go. That's it. No losses. Our melee troops barely even got any action. It was mostly the crossbowmen. So good. Let's clean up the bodies. So we built up a decent stockpile of weapons and armor. We don't have everybody outfitted because we still are missing a few people. But we have enough to equip everybody as they come in, I think. So we'll leave it like this. Oh, there we go. We just had our first... Oh, wow. Well, there you go. Our royal taxes just went up by double. We're going to pay about 1,000. So we need to kick our money into gear pretty quickly here. What I was going to say is we just got our first babies. So we have 20 sheep and 2 lambs. So all the initial lambs have turned into sheep, and they're starting to have babies. So that should start to exponentially grow here. Let's also upgrade this tailor workshop, and then we'll set him to produce clothing because we are starting to get yarn. So that's perfect timing. There we go. They're upgraded. They'll produce 1 yarn or 1 cloth from 1 yarn. So that's perfect. We'll be able to maintain our clothing. Right now we're down to 200. We were up to 311, I think, last year or 2 years ago, something like that. So we are using a decent amount of our clothing. We do need to make sure that we're replacing it. So that's going to make a big difference. Go ahead and upgrade the rest of these to level 2. All right, there we go. That's 9. It says we have 12 now, actually. So where are the other 12 level 1s? I think these are also level 1s. They are, so we can upgrade these. Make sure everybody's level 2 at least, so we can maybe break even. I don't know. So every family that we have, we're paying 4 per year, 4 per person per year. Does that sound right? I think so. No, that's not right. So it's 1 treasury per person per year. So 3 per family. Because the difficulty is doubled, it's 6. And because we're in the second stage, right? second stage, we're paying 12 per family per year. So per family, I don't care about total occupancy, just the total families. So 86 times 12. That's probably what the 992 is, I think. And then, like I said, that'll go up next year. Yeah, 248 times 4. And then it'll be 248 times 6 once we hit year 16. But this says we get a +1 passive income for Burgage Plot level 2 and level 3. So we get 1 at level 2, 1 for the perk, 1 for that. So we're making 3 at level 2 and 4 at level 3. It's 36 per year or 48 per year per Burgage Plot. Yeah, we would actually be making a profit just by keeping this without selling anything. Right, I'm pretty sure. Now we have to convert that over to actual treasury. I'm talking about regional wealth. So every, maybe that didn't make sense. I'm trying to do a bunch of mental math. So for every tier 3 Burgage Plot that has a family, so each one of these people pays 1 regional wealth per person per year, doubled because of the difficulty. So technically it's, 3 per year, it's 6 on the hardest difficulty. By the next year, it doubles to 12. And then 18 by the end. So 18 per year for this one family is what we're paying. Now we're earning 4 per month. Yeah, if we keep our approval above 80, we make 4. So 4 times 12 is 48. So we're paying out 18. Yeah, so if my math is correct, we're making about 30, 30 regional wealth. Well, let's just assume treasury equals regional wealth. So for every tier 3 family that we have, we pay out 18, but we make 48 back in return because of perks, levels, all that stuff, and approval. So we net 30 regional wealth positive for every tier 3 family that we have. For every tier 2, it's 12 less. It's actually not 12 less. I think it's, yeah, it is 12 less. It's the same. It's just 1 level. Okay, so instead of 30, we would be plus 18. So we need to get everybody up to tier 3 is what I'm trying to say, if we can afford to. And I think we should at least try to afford that, because that's going to be just easy money. Extra labor means we can provide more supplies, all that stuff. It's going to cost us more for the royal tax, but like I said, they're covering themselves, essentially. So we just need to get our tax basis up high enough to where, oh yeah, see, look at that, we just dropped below. That is not good. What are we missing that's causing us to have problems? Missing amenities, market goods. Is that because this is not enough? We need another tavern. That's probably what's going on here. Let's get a second tavern up, and we're just going to have them right next to each other. I don't see any reason to move it anywhere else. All right, what else are we missing? Food variety and amenities. Yeah, we should not be missing amenities. I think it's probably... and amenities. No. Church access. Church access and beverage. There's no limit to how many people can go to church. You just need 1. There, change our bell. Okay, what else is there that we need to consider? I don't think there is anything, actually. So we'll get these leveled up. We'll start making money from everybody. We have no more level 1 families. We only have level 2. Yeah, so that's why we need another tavern, because they all need ale. Oh boy, that might put us a strain on our ale supply. We might need to increase our harvesting, which is fine because we're going to have excess labor once these people come in. So yeah, this is going to very quickly spiral out of control if we don't manage it right. Anyways, these guys are all going to tier 2, so we'll make extra money from that. Here we go. And I know it's not technically working, but we did hit medium town. We're almost a large town. We just need a couple more level 3. So once we upgrade these bottom ones to level 3, we'll pretty much have it. Not that it matters. Wow, we're getting raided again. I thought we just did one. Right, and they're spawning to the north now, so we need to get out there right away. Yeah, let's just go. All right, here we go. They're coming again. They're trying to flank. Yeah, they're all over the place. Make sure these guys don't get a charge off. Oh, crap, they have a second one behind us. So I'm going to move these guys back, and I'm going to move these guys into position to intercept. Really don't want to lose any of our crossbows here. Perfect, so they did a good job. Let's go shield wall. There we go. That's what, 2 or 3 down? I don't see any other ones. That might have been all of them except for this last one. All right, let's push it. Oh, they already broke. Is that all of them? I thought maybe we missed one. Crossbows aren't shooting, so I think that is everybody. So anyways, let's clean it up. All right, just looking at some basic numbers here. We've got the tavern pretty much fully supplied. We have nothing left, no ale left. We're gonna run out. So we need to have a really good harvest here, which we're about to have, so that'll probably save us. It's raining now, so I hope that means it's not gonna rain when it's time to harvest. Because like I said, we need a good one, but all these new people that are coming in need to get funneled into, I think, more farming. Yeah, I don't think there's a downside to having more people farming right now. Harvest. Let's see how well this one goes. We're about halfway through, and it looks like we've gone through more than half. Wait, what happened here? They like started harvest. No, dude, don't rain again. You just rained. It literally just rained. Like not even a month ago. Less than a month ago it rained. Holy crap, this game freaking hates people, man. It's like, no, we're not gonna let you have fun. Let's rain on you again. Although it doesn't seem to be doing damage. Maybe it's just a visual. Yeah, I think it was a visual. It wasn't an actual rain. Yeah. Anyways, I was gonna say we really needed a good harvest here because we're getting super low. Yeah, we're completely out of beer or ale. They still have some in the brewery, actually. They need to pick it up. But our tavern is gonna run dry here if we don't start getting it. There we go. So pretty much everything got off the field. All right, looking at our animals, we've got 20 sheep, 24 lambs. So like I said, it's gonna grow exponentially. That was fast. Okay, so this is the first time in a very long time where we actually got a decent wheat harvest. So we've got 241 wheat already. Looks like we're gonna have over 300 barley and close to 500 flax. That's actually a very good harvest. Thankfully, it did not rain on us. I think that's probably the only reason all that stuff survived. So you can see we're pretty much out of ale. So we need to start producing that. So just in time for that, and I think we still want to, as a precaution, we should produce a little bit more than that. So let's start putting maybe some more farms over here. So I added a couple more spots up here. This is very good barley region, and then this is good flax. So we get a little bit of both. And then we've got our farmhouse down here in the corner. There was a little bit of yellow on both barley and flax, so figured I didn't want to use up the good area right here. We can put another farmhouse over here when we add more on this side, and then that should be good.